are excited to see God still at work in the life of our church and still doing amazing things. And it's been incredible, even with all the circumstances that have been against us, how that we continue to see God's kingdom advance. When this first hit, and we started having to put restrictions on groups and restrictions on meeting, one of the things I thought of is this is something that's not new for Christians, all the way from the first church and where they were scattered and had to meet in homes. God gave the increase over and over again. Every time God's people were restricted or limited in what they, in how they could meet, the kingdom of God grew. One of the things that's been cool is that we've been able to use technology that we have available to us now in order to continue our groups. Almost all of our groups have been meeting in some form or fashion. But what's been amazing to me is our two older groups in the life of our church have been our strongest that meet online.
You know, with the COVID-19 and the other, the social distancing and some of the changes in our church life, I came to realize that the preparation for this really started before we even knew anything about COVID-19. And in our case, it started out when Valerie Binder volunteered just to do a contact list. You know, that really is what started our communication plan. You know, the next thing that started as a result of this contact list was a prayer list. And it is through that prayer list that, hey, I get to learn about things that are happening in someone else's life that I may or may not know about. And the one thing I really learned from it is each and every one of us are going through something in our life. You know, some things are more important than others, but everybody has something that is going on. And what happens is it makes it easy then to talk to that person because you know more than, hey, my name is Jim, but I actually know more about that person. And as a result of the contact list, people contacting people, we started having socials as a group. As you know, both Fred and I, our groups combine and do the social projects. And I think Michelle Bono in Fred's class said this, hey, what's happened is we have developed into friendships. It's not just an acquaintance I know from church. I actually know about this person. I go do things with them, and I actually like them. And I know that sounds strange, but their life becomes important to me. You know, with the church closing for a period of time as a result of the COVID-19, we had to change our plan a little bit. Our plan wasn't really built around, it was built around us coming to Sunday school and sharing there, but those techniques really weren't working. And thank goodness for companies like Facebook or Zoom or any of the other different communications programs that we were able to start this out. You know, we're an older group, and so initially technology kind of whipped on some of us. But you know, we powered our way through it. We've now learned how to Zoom, how to share screens, how to interact with others. And I think just seeing everyone's face brings joy to us. I have to laugh before we start the official start of the class. Each of us, you know, gets to go around and say hello and stuff. You know, people hold up their dogs. And at first I thought that's kind of crazy. But you know what? It's not. It's adding the human element to communication. You know, the one thing, there are some things that I think we can do better. I think we need to make sure that some of our people are technology challenged and they have not been able to communicate. And some are worried about some of the security features of some of these programs. And so as we continue to move on, those will be areas that we address and we work on, because I'm not sure that we're ever going to really stop doing this just because things come back to normal.
One of the things I hope that we see in the in the future is that our groups continue, even if we have some that can meet in person, that's great. But also I'd like to see our group ministry continue to grow in the online community, because that to me is a new frontier and a new way that we can continue to do that.